Hey everyone, it's MacGyver here. I'm at the Zaleski State Forest Backpacking Trailhead where I'm heading out for the weekend. Finished up meetings for today. Drove out here. It's about 2 hours from Dayton, and gonna go out and get a couple of nights out here on the trail, have some fun, enjoy myself in the peace and quiet. Looks like it's gonna be a good weekend for it. So let's see how it goes. Here's a map of the area. Down here, the "you are here," that's where I'm starting, and I'm going to take the 1.9 mile new trail into point B and then follow it around, and I'm hoping to get to this camp for tonight. I'm going to bypass the first camp, make it around to this one, then I'll come back up here, do this entire loop, camp here, and then take this out on Sunday. So looks like it should be a good weekend. I'm looking forward to it. See you guys down the trail. I made it the first 1.9 miles from the main parking lot, which is now the Backpackers Trailhead, to point B, which is on the main trail, the existing trail. And I wanted to wait till I got up here before I cast any judgment or said anything about this. But I was happy when I got here and saw that the trail was an established single track trail. The new trail that they put in, while I totally understand why they did it and how it was made, it's obvious it was made with machinery, and so it's more like a Jeep trail or an ATV track than a backpacking trail. You know, it's not a single track. It's more of a double track. Bunch of deer running around all over through here. It's pretty cool. But you know, it's only 1.9 miles, and it gets the total mileage up to a little over 28, I believe, for this loop. So, you know, it was a good trail. It was pretty easy, mostly ridge walking. Right off the bat, though, it's a pretty good climb to get up to that ridge. That's really the only tough spot of it. A little bit warm out here today, but so far so good. So I'm going to keep going and talk to you in a little while. I'm here at point C, which I guess also happens to be Camp 1. You can see behind me, there's a little bit of a campsite there. I think there should be another spot somewhere right around here. There's a little trail over here that goes off. Straight back behind me right here, there's a trail that goes down to drinking water. And then if you look through the woods in that general direction, there is the outhouse. So, nice little spot for people that are coming out here to camp. I just came up a little hill from point C, and I found point D, which actually happens to be Backpack Camp 1. So I'm going to go in there and check it out, but I'm going to keep going on to Camp 2. I just came up this little hill up to this ridge. It's been a lot of ridge walking. It's been a really nice day for it. But I found this little, looks like it's been used as a campsite. I don't know that it's officially a campsite, as you're only supposed to camp in official campsites here in the state forest. But it's a nice spot, and when you turn and you look behind me, well, you know, this would be a really nice spot to hang a hammock between a couple of those trees and take in that view as you're laying in your hammock. But we're going to keep going. Campsite 2 is where we're headed. See it. I just came upon another really cool spot here in the trail. You can see the trail kind of disappears over that way, but then over here you kind of got some cliffs and some good views. There's a little bit of foliage in your way, but you can see it goes down. Hey guys, I'm at point G, and I just came down off of one of the ridges, down into one of the bottom areas, and I followed some dry creek beds for a little while, and then came out into this. Pretty cool little area. A unique feature at each of the backcountry camps out here along this trail are the drinking water fountains that are out here. All potable water, good to drink straight out of there. Yesterday I showed the repair that was done on my ULA CVT. Today I'm going to show you what's in my pack. So we'll start with everything on the outside. So on the shoulder straps, I only have 1 to 2 bottles. In the waist pouch, I've got some snacks on one side. On the other side, I carry headlamp and knife. So we're going to go through this pretty quick. Outside pouch here is water filtration, Sawyer mini squeeze. This side is my ultralight backpacking cook kit and fuel, and right now I have the trail map in there as well. Back pocket, I have my camp shoes, which is a pair of flip-flops. Cozy with my spoon inside of it. Suspension and stakes for my tarp. Ultralight rain jacket from Anti-Gravity Gear. And my Argon Dutch pack cover. So that's pretty much everything in the outside. So I'm getting on the inside. Open it up. Got food bag. Got kind of my little junk bag. It's got my bathroom kit, first aid kit, extra batteries, that type of stuff in there. Just kind of a random assortment of junk. My Hammock Gear cubic fiber tarp in the snakeskin. Got my extra clothes. So this has extra underwear, clothes I sleep in because I don't want to sleep in the same stuff that I hiked in. And then you get to trash compactor bag, which is folded over. I use that just to make sure if it's raining, it doesn't soak through, all my down stuff stays dry. I've got my Dutch half-wit. I have Hammock Gear Burrow 20 degree, which is absolute overkill for this trip. I started the trip today. When I left the car, it was 90 degrees, so I don't think that that's going to be an essential piece today. I've got my Wilderness Logics two-sided pillow. You can see a bunch of down coming through the felt side. And my Hammock Gear 40 degree Phoenix Underquilt. So this is everything that's in my bag. It's everything that I need for my trip. The only other thing is, the camera that I'm using right now and the tripod that it's on. Got my poles over there, and that's it. That's what I take. Here is my hammock and my tarp setup. This is set up for a nice night. The tarp is the Hammock Gear Cuban fiber standard tarp with doors. Super light. I think it's like under 8 ounces. I think that is with the snakeskin that it's in. What's cool about this snakeskin, it's just one piece. You got the cinch on this side, and it gets to be about 8 inches diameter there, and then it tapers all the way down and just fits over the end of the tarp on this side. I've got some red Zing-It with a Dutch tarp fly on each end. So I don't do the continuous ridge line, I just go off of the pullouts around the trees and do it that way. For the hammock itself, this is a Dutch half-wit hammock. It's got the knotty mods. It has the half-wit bug netting, so you can set it out and it'll cover pretty well. That keeps you pretty well covered from the mosquitoes, which I've got buzzing around me right now. It does pretty good for the night. I've got a Hammock Gear little organizer that I've got up here. Right now all I've got in there are the earplugs, essential when you're out with people that snore. Suspension wise, I've got 5-foot huggers. The one on the head end, I've got double wrapped. This side I just have single wrapped around the tree. And then I've got mule tape. And so the mule tape comes down. I've got the one knot that's on the continuous loop, not on the line. And then I figure eight it, tie it around, and then this becomes a water drip. So water's not going to get past there. It's going to accumulate on there and drip down. So I've got that on both ends, just like that. Real easy to tie, super lightweight setup, no hardware, just real simple, solid design. I go mainly a level hang, maybe foot end slightly high, but I know that some people like to have the foot end, 6 to 8 inches higher, and that's not very comfortable for me. I like it pretty much even, slightly higher on the foot end, but not much. So let me show you how I do the tarp. Since I'm not actually setting the tarp up for the night, I'm just kind of giving you guys a show of what it is that I do to set it up. I'm not going to do the pull-outs, the actual tarp pull-outs. I'd use my trekking poles, pull those out, use my additional stakes with lines. These are the stakes that I use. These are, I believe, Varga titanium nail pegs, and I use really thin cord on those. What I use on the tarp itself, these are the Dutch tarp worms. You run it through, put a little loop on it, and these things work great. Now I do something a little bit different than most people. So most people do one of a couple of things with their doors. So for their doors, they either have a clip system that they can clip on, or they go down to the stakes. What I actually do is come over and loop it around my tarp worm. And it seems to work pretty well this way. So I bring it over, loop it under the tarp worm, and that keeps the doors sealed nice and tight. And I've been doing this since I've gotten this tarp. It is the Hammock gear tarp. Everything there works great. It's been working perfect for me. So I'm gonna go ahead, take actually, this is what I would do if it's a good night, a nice night, and maybe I'll do this for tonight as well. So what I'll do is I will go around and actually pull the line out of the tarp worms and just leave them laying. Then I'll put the tarp back up in the snakeskin. So then if it starts raining at the night in the night, I've already got the stakes set, and I just run the line back through the tarp worms, and I'm set and ready to go. So now everything's set back up. I've got the stakes still in the ground. I like that fluorescent cord because when I do need to find it in the middle of the night, it's real easy to see that. And then in the morning, when I'm breaking down camp, it's real easy to find them. So here I am set up. I've got my Hammock gear, Phoenix 40-degree underquilt. Love this thing. Suspension is super easy. It comes up and it's got an S-beaner. Just clip it over, clip it on the other end. The tag goes on the head end. And if you're ever looking at it, you can tell because it's actually kind of tapered. If you look at the way that it sits, a little bit less under the legs, a little bit more under the torso, keeps you warm that way. But real simple setup. Like I've told other people in the past, I set this thing up the very first time, just kind of guessing, laid in it, got out, made one adjustment, and I haven't changed it since. I've never had any cold spots. The difference between these and a lot of the synthetics, except for the Loco Libre, is the draft collar. And that draft collar makes a big difference because even if you had a spot where there would be a gap, that draft collar will make up for it quite a bit. So, awesome stuff here. I've been sitting here looking over the map, and today I got in 7.2 miles. I just checked the clock and it's 6:30, so I got those 7.2 miles. Plus I got camp all set up in 3 hours, so made really good time today. Was probably traveling a little over 3 to 3.5 miles an hour most of the time. which is pretty good. Pretty good given the terrain. A few ups and downs today, but nothing really bad. Looking at the map, it's going to be pretty much more of the same for the next couple of days. Tomorrow I've got about 13.5 miles, and then that leaves about 9 on the way out. So not too bad. Good water sources because of these camps. You know, at each of these camps we've got the potable water coming from a faucet. You know, I've tried it. I've been drinking it. Tastes good. It's clean. So that's good. So next thing up is dinner. 6:30, going on 7. Time for some dinner. So tonight, another Packit Gourmet. This one is the Biggin Burrito with fajita chicken, and it comes with the Cholula hot sauce. And just in case that isn't enough, I have extra Cholula hot sauce packets in my food bag. I like that stuff. The ones that come with the Pete's, the Texas Pete's hot sauce, not a huge fan of it. I'll eat it. It's okay. The Cholula, that's where it's at. That stuff is good. Anyway, I'll be using cook kit that I've already shown you guys. That's what I'll be using tonight. It only takes 5 ounces of water, 5 ounces of water to prepare, so not a whole lot needed there. You know, these things are great for this kind of trip where you're going ultralight. Perfect for it. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Okay, so water's in. I know that 15 milliliters is enough to do this, so I'm going to go a little less than that. Let's see if 12.5 get this boiling. Here we go, 12.5 going in. Keep it around it kind of loose. A little bit of a breeze, but not a whole lot out here tonight. While the water's boiling, let's take a look inside of here. I ripped the top of the bag off. The outer bag becomes the boiling bag. So inside you have, you know, the instructions along with the nutrition facts on there so that you can tell how much sodium you're eating. Hot sauce packet. And for this one, it's just the one bag. Some of the other ones have multiple bags inside that you have to mix or add at different times, or some of them are mixed with cold water, and then the other ones will be with hot water. So ingredients go into the boiling bag. Just watch for that desiccant. You got the clay desiccant. Comes in all their meals. Just keeps the dried ingredients from becoming wet if they happen to hit any moisture. So take that out, toss it to the side, and now we'll just wait for the water to boil, add it in here, and it'll be good. Oh yeah, she's boiling. Have a look in there. Okay. So I used between 10 and 12 milliliters of fuel on this one. You can see it was plenty to get this 5 to 6 ounces of water to a boil, and it's still going. So I'm going to go ahead and use my carbon felt, take it off of there, take my water, pour it into the bag, squeeze some of the air out, and shake it up. Shake it up, mix it, make sure you're getting down into the corners. A couple of squeezes there. And I'm going to take it. And even though it doesn't take a whole lot of time, I mean, this says 15 minutes, I'll toss it into my cozy, close it up, set it off to the side, and I'll usually give it a good 20-25 minutes before I come back to eat it, just to make sure everything is rehydrated. So I'll come back when it's ready to go, because I'm getting hungry. Alright, man. While the food was cooking, I changed out of my shorts into some longer pants. Not because it's cool out, but because the mosquitoes are out, and they were getting pretty rambunctious. My Gossamer Gear bamboo spoon, love this thing. It's got a long enough handle I can get down in this bag without getting too messy. So here, take a look at what we've got in here. You can see it's a pretty good combination of stuff. You've got the beans, some rice, some corn, some peppers. Smells really good. It's still super hot, but I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite. Yeah, that's good stuff. Now, you probably could, or probably most people would, put this on tortillas. I didn't bring any with me. Quite frankly, I'm just as happy eating it right out of here rather than worrying about a burrito. I'm gonna go ahead and put the Cholula in there, stir it up, and I'm gonna enjoy my dinner. That Cholula added nice little zing. Perfect. Tell you what, this stuff is good. This stuff's really good. But now I'm kind of thinking the tortilla shell, some of that pico de gallo, and maybe some of the sour cream. Man, you'd have a meal, a serious good meal. Nothing wrong with it out of the bag though. Nothing at all. Just kind of lounging right now, kind of reflecting on the day, on the week, on the last month. I've got a pretty good view, just chilling out here. If you look, there's a little bit of color in the clouds. I don't know if you can see it. And then up the hill a little bit, my neighbors here have a fire going. Kind of stuck down here by myself, to myself. I actually had an invitation this weekend up here in Ohio to go out to the Mohican State Park with the group from hammockforums.net. They had a hang going on this weekend. Could have joined them. I thought about it. I thought about joining them. I haven't gone on a hang yet with a big group, and I thought it was going to be something that would be cool. I do plan on going next month out to Santee State Park down in South Carolina with the Palmetto State Hanger. Going out with them, doing the hang down there, the fall sprawl. But you know, I got to think about it, and you know, I'm in a new area, somewhere I haven't been. Wanted to get out, do a little bit of an adventure, see, explore a little, and kind of a little bit selfish. I wanted to be by myself. I wanted to get out here, kind of be by myself. I'm definitely an introvert. I do these videos, but I hate doing the videos if anyone's around. You know, even with them up there, it makes me a little bit nervous that they may hear. You know, my wife's been around, and I don't film while she's around. I wait till she's either out of the house or outside or taking the kids to soccer practice. But anyway, it's been a stressful couple of weeks.
Stuff going on at work, stuff going on all over. Just, kind of has gotten me into a little bit of a funk. So getting out here, being able to do this, get out, relax, do something I really enjoy. It's hard to be upset when you're out here in this type of environment.